Okay, welcome back to the next in our series of hiking the Chilkoot Trail. Now we're going to talk about the clothing we're going to have, the layering we're going to work with, and kind of our logic behind that, or lack of logic, you be the judge. First off, I'm a believer in having dry sleeping clothes. We're expecting a lot of rain, so I have dry sleeping clothes, all bagged up, ready to go. This is what I'm going to sleep in. It's a Lululemon shirt and short sleeve shorts. That's the sleeping clothes.
I also have dry sleeping clothes. I have a pair of Lululemon Wonder Unders, and a sports bra, and a Nike Dry Fit long sleeve.
Long sleeve. And her long sleeve could actually be swapped out with one of her other short sleeve layers, so depending on conditions.
Depending on the weather.
Yeah, if it's colder, she can swap them out a little bit. I have 2 pairs of socks. We're going to talk about footwear here. So I have 2 pairs of socks, and I have my sleeping socks, which this is clothing, so it's in with the clothing, but technically this is part of the sleep system. I'm only bringing 2 pairs of socks because even though it's Alaska, I plan to be wearing Luna sandals from, all right, it starts with an L. Right. From Seattle. This is the company that Barefoot Ted from the Born to Run book, the whole barefoot movement, and they're
a West Coast company too, for Vancouver.
all right.
Big side of the country.
Same genre, Lululemon, Luna sandals, but these weigh almost nothing. They're like being barefoot. I wear them for just about everything. I love them. I have a slightly thicker pair. They're trail running shoes that I'll actually be taking, but those are being shipped here. So, but those are my shoes. I plan to be getting my feet wet. That's going to be part of it. So that's why I only brought 2 pairs of socks. Once we hit the snow line, I will switch to my Merrill trail gloves, and that's when I'll be using these socks. So that's my plan for footwear.
I went the more quasi-traditional route with a pair of Columbia Peak Freaks. They are treated with their proprietary OutDry, which is like Gore-Tex. I think they're intended to be trail runners. I figured this would be a good compromise between getting a big heavy boot and not quite going as minimalist as Bill.
I also like those have a really good aggressive tread on the bottom. The Merrells have a relatively mellow tread, and these have no tread at all. So when we hit the snow and any muddier sections, I think she's going to have a much better grip. So that, I think, will work to her advantage.
And then when I'm in camp, I just found a cheap pair of flip-flops at Michael's. If we're doing any kind of water crossing, if I lose one, oh well, it was $1. So then my socks, I'm actually, because I'm going with the more traditional footwear, I've got a pair of sleeping socks, which are already in my bag, and then I've got 3 more pairs, and then plus the pair that I'll actually be wearing.
And this is something we're going to experiment with. I'm definitely going to work with it. Getting into, again, I plan, even when I have my shoes on, I plan to have wet feet. If we cross rivers, whatever, I'm just not going to worry that much about it. But getting into cold, wet shoes first thing in the morning is miserable. So what we did is we've got a little bottle of baby powder, and we've got a couple of plastic bags. So what I'm going to try to do is put on a clean, dry sock in the morning, then put a plastic bag on my foot that I've put baby powder into, which will help absorb any moisture from my foot so it's not getting wet on the inside. And then that'll create a vapor barrier layer between the outside shoe part and the sock, and hopefully keep me in dry socks much longer. We both have some of those. We're going to experiment with that. I've heard it works for people. I've never done it, but that's kind of the strategy right now. Our either sleeping layers, or if it gets really cold during the day, again, it's so important to do layers in Alaska. We're going to have our thermals. I have an Icebreaker 200 weight top, and then a Hot Chili's thermal bottom. She has for thermals.
I've got a pair of combi long underwear right here, merino wool double layer, and then I've got a merino wool long sleeve, and then I also have a Columbia Omni Heat. It's a short sleeve. I tend to get cold, so I wanted to be safe. So I've got three options.
Right, you can swap them out. She also has a pair of shorts and a pair of zip-off pants that she'll be bringing. I'm only going to be bringing shorts and t-shirts. And the way I'm figuring we'll layer it is, say it gets really cold, we'll go with the shoes and socks, thermals on. I mean, if it gets really cold, thermals on. Then we'll all go with my short and t-shirt over the thermals. And then I'll have insulation layer. This is a Mountain Hardwear. They're super ultra light. Down is questionable on a route like this because it's going to be so wet, but if I can keep it dry, it's going to be super warm. I'm actually not even expecting to use this except as a pillow. But if it does get super cold, I do have this as my insulation layer. Her insulation layer.
I've got a nifty little fleece by Isis. I think that's how you say it. I bought it off the Climb. Women's specific gear. It's fleece on the inside and then it's some polyester material on the outside with some nifty little thumb holes to help keep me warm. That's my insulating layer, and then when things get a little wet outside, I got an awesome lightweight shell from Montaigne. Also purchased off the Climb at a really discounted price.
And then my shell is the North Face Summit Series. I don't remember the exact brand of this, but that's the shell. It's I wouldn't say it's waterproof, but it's very water resistant. I've had really good luck with it. It's actually the same thing as this material, so between the two I think it'll stay pretty dry. And mentioning the Climb, I've never heard of most of the companies that are on there, but the stuff that she's gotten on there so far, I think it's maybe European companies or whatnot, but it's really cool. It's really good stuff. We'll give you a full review after we've done the hike, but that so far we've been really impressed with it. I mean, this jacket is really cool. Pretty substantial too.
I like it.
And then the only thing is you have a couple of bandanas in here and a hat.
Yeah. And then I've got, to keep my head warm, I've got a wool hat, a neck fleece, and then some glove liners.
And I have the exact same glove liners. Pretty sure these are Icebreaker. And then I have an Arc'teryx skull cap style beanie. My shell has a hood. Hers has a hood. So that's pretty much it for clothing. And we have a couple other videos in this series, so check those out if you're thinking about hiking the Chilkoot. This is what we're taking. Leave a comment, tell us what you're taking, and have fun out there.